Well, I mean, from what I understand from things I read and people I talked to, there was somewhat of a competition between the two of them, and they'd get into these big arguments, and the arguments would
Well, that's
escalate
sibling rivalry, though. Who don't do that? And my boys do it. I mean, it was
right.
a crazier because it was so much money involved and so much, the power. Once you start growing and you get more powerful, yeah, you butt more. Your heads butt more, but. That was all the time, and it's something I was used to. But at that time, now, look, we're too big for this right now. So it made me more nervous than anybody else because I know the loss. The loss we were going to feel that loss more than anybody else, you know?
Right. Well, from what I understand, also, T had a problem with how flashy Meech was. T was more low key. Meech was the billboards, the world is BMF, the cover of the magazines, the videos, the massive parties with pictures and photos and everything else like that, the starting of the rap label. And T always felt like this is gonna end up getting us busted. And there was like a friction between the two of them, between the way they operated. Is that accurate?
Yeah, because, when I met T was very quiet. Very introverted. Yeah. He didn't drink. He didn't smoke. He didn't do any of that, And so he didn't like all that flashy stuff. Not just because of that. Even when I met him, he didn't like all that flashy stuff, He just wasn't into it. And he liked to be more, he was just like a homebody. Like, I just want to make this money and go home, take care of you, take care of my kids, take care of your kids, and this is what we're going to do. He didn't like all that. He liked to see his money stack. He liked looking at it, He liked putting it on himself, spending on him and spending on the people he loved. He didn't like all that going to the strip club and throwing all the money away and stuff like that. He thought that was crazy, and he would always complain about that. So, they're two different people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of bothered him. It worried him a lot.
Right. And I guess at one point there was a trip to DR where they went to go party with Puffy, where some argument happened, and then after that, they went back to Dallas and they split the crew up, where basically it was Big Meech had BMF and T had 263.
No, I don't know about that. That's
Don't know
kind
about
of
that. Okay.
that. We did go on a trip like that, but I think people that they wasn't even there. It was me, Meech and his girlfriend, and me and T and Puffy and all his people. So people, they tell these stories that they assume will happen, but that didn't happen there. That trip was a good trip, nice trip. We had fun. Everybody came home. They went their separate ways. It didn't happen there. It was
Okay.
It was building up, but that trip was a great trip.